Hello there and welcome back to another video where I will be testing the Heracles strategy and if it is profitable or not. And yes, I read your comments, so I am back with my charming voice and its lovely Dutch accent. Also, it has been a while since I uploaded a new video because of busy work and a well-deserved vacation. It also has given me some time to think about changing some stuff about the format of this video and the way I present my findings, being more concise and less cluttered. And lastly, I have created a GitHub repository where you can find all the strategies and their test results. This way you have one single place where you can find the stuff I use to create these videos. And I will keep the blog for the transcripts, images and other information of these videos. So hopefully you will like these minor changes, and let's continue with the strategy for this video. This time I will be testing if the Heracles strategy is profitable or not. As you might already know, this video is part of a series where I will be searching for the best trading strategy for cryptocurrency trading with the help of a trading bot. I find these strategies by watching YouTube videos, trading sites or sources that are publicly available for use, like GitHub repositories for example. Every time the strategy will be tested on its probability to make money by backtesting on multiple digital asset pairs over their largest possible backtesting period. The testing results are then compared with the results of earlier tested strategies and entered into a strategy league to get an overall picture on which strategy has the best performance. Strategies that are already available as Freqtrade code will be looked at to see what they do. You can see the complete methodology that I use in the overview on the screen now. You can use this as an inspiration to develop your own methodology for testing and comparing trading strategies between each other. I urge you to always do your own research after watching these videos. So, if you like these videos, then please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. And click on the bell icon if you want to get notified when I upload new videos. And finally a warning, please bear in mind that this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything you see here is hypothetical and based on historic data, so there is no guarantee the investigated strategy will work in the future. I am not a professional, so always do your own research or consult a real professional before using any information in real trading. And once again, in this video I'm going to test the Heracles strategy. This is yet another strategy that is available through the Freqtrade GitHub repository. And at the moment I will continue to test these until they all are done. You can get the strategy by visiting the Freqtrade site. Navigate to their GitHub repository and then click on the main GitHub page. You will see a repo that's called Freqtrade Strategies. And in this repository you will find a folder called User Data. Then go to the Strategies folder. And in here you will see the Heracles strategy. This strategy is originally created by Masoud Azizi. And if you like what he does, then let him know by paying him a visit on his GitHub page. And to download this exact strategy to your computer, follow the commands you will see on the screen. Do this from within the User Data Strategies folder, otherwise Freqtrade will not recognize this file. Before we even begin looking at the code, there is a warning at the beginning of this strategy file which says that the additional TA module should be installed on your system to make this code work. So the default capabilities of the default TA module that is installed by Freqtrade is not sufficient to make this strategy work. Now I have already installed this module on my system, so I can proceed with the rest of this code. From this little piece of code I can tell that this strategy is capable of doing hyper-optimization. There are some buy parameters that can be optimized, but no sell parameters as you can see here. The following part tells me that there is a time-based ROI setting that takes profit after a certain amount of time and gains in percentages. This is done by the author of this code, so I reckon that these are the most optimal that he could find at that moment. Then here there is an initial stop loss setting that sells the position after it has lost slightly less than 26% after buying. And this strategy was apparently designed to work the best on the 4-hour time frame. Now, this next part contains another section for hyper-optimization. Here the optimization spaces are defined, and somewhere in these spaces the optimal indicator values have to be found while optimizing. You can learn more about the way hyperparameter optimization works in my hyperopt explanation video, and I'll leave a link in the description below or in the video. In this indicator section, the indicators and parameters are defined that are used in this strategy. And some additional info, this drop NA line is used to delete the lines in the data frame that have missing values. Then the TA volatility Keltner channel width band is used as the first indicator. This indicator determines the width of the Keltner channel. And the second indicator uses the volatility Donchian channel P band, or in other words the percentage band of the Donchian channel. Now what on earth will this strategy do with these indicators, I reckon? Oh yeah, and by the way, I will leave links to the explanation of these indicators and TA module descriptions in the description of this video, so you can read also up on these indicators. So now, what the strategy actually does is written down in this section of the code. Unfortunately, there's no documentation on how this strategy works, so I have to try to reverse engineer the strategy. So if I make mistakes, sorry for that then. Also, these buy parameters are somewhat obscured and difficult to understand, because you have to distill them from the hyperopt code you see here. But what I think happens is that the D value here should be between the buy min and the buy max value. These min and max values are determined here in the buy parameters values that are in the start of this code, in the hyperopt space section. And this D value is actually a division calculation between the IND, that is the Donchian channel percentage, and the CRS, that is the Keltner channel width. So, if this division between the Donchian channel percentage and the Keltner channel width is between a certain self-defined range, then the bot gets a buy signal to buy an asset. And of course, as I said, all these parameters can be optimized by hyperopt. Now finally, the sell conditions are not written in this section. So this strategy will most likely use the exit conditions of the stop loss or ROI parameters above. Now I'm going to test this strategy on multiple time frames in the background, and I will see you on the flip side of this video to show you the results of this. The initial backtest of this strategy on multiple time frames have the following results. As you can see, the 4-hour and 30-minute time frames have the same overall score. The 30-minute time frame has a higher win rate and bigger profits, but the 4-hour time frame has less trades to get almost similar results, and an important factor, the drawdown is much lower. And that's a quite important factor, I think, because you wouldn't want to experience the stress of seeing your profits disappear, I think. Do you? Also, the author of this strategy preferred the 4-hour time frame by default, and who am I to doubt the expert? So that is why I also stick to this time frame for further hyper-optimization. Let us now see how much profits we could hypothetically squeeze out of the strategy in the past, and be aware that we are now entering curve fitting territory. As you can see, hyperparameter optimization does not always result in the best parameter values. If we focus mainly on profits and do not take risk and drawdown into consideration, let alone the applicability of these parameter values on multiple asset pairs, then we have the most optimized strategy here. But since all the other factors also take part in a successful trading strategy, this time optimization of the original parameter values proved to give lesser results. The most noticeable thing I have here is that these optimized parameters only are applicable to only 11 pairs in the past. These pairs indeed make the highest gains, but you have to take into consideration and that we have to have a strategy that is usable in the future and on the most asset pairs we want to trade as well. So how do we know which pairs will make use of this optimized strategy? And actually we do not know. That is why I also always test to see if the strategy is usable on most of the asset pairs we have configured in our trading bot. Otherwise it will lead to opportunity costs. Another thing is the high drawdown these parameters caused. I'd like to keep my gains and do not really want to see that my profits melt away because of drawdown. Again, we do not know how the performance will be in the future. It can easily start with causing a drawdown on your account before you even get profitable trades. And do you have the nerves to sit that one out? I sure don't. So, to conclude this, I will use the original strategy results based with its original parameter values and put this in the strategy league to see at which place it will enter. So, where does this strategy enter in the overall league? Unfortunately, this time it had not such good results and therefore it enters on the 21st position on the total list. Just above the swing high to sky strategy, which is last. And that last strategy had much larger profits and a higher win rate. But as I said, that strategy is only applicable to 28%, that is 14 of the 50 pairs, which is too specific. We try to find a nice generic strategy that will suit all pairs and give high profits without having to take too much risk and experience huge amounts of drawdown. And both of them have too many issues to get higher than their current respective places. So there you have it, the conclusions for this strategy. As said, you will find the links to my GitHub page with the results of this and other earlier tested strategies in the description below. The transcript and results will be on my blog and that link is also in the description. So, thank you for watching this video and I hope you like this new format. And if you do, then please leave a like and a comment. It will also help me to get found better with the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!